We're back. Ain't no half stepping with your man Marcus J. We're back. Thank you for hanging in there. If you want to get in on this discussion today, 804-726-3430. I want to give a shout out to K-Dub in the house cooking. We can hear his pots and pans clanking and whatnot. He's going to hang in there with us for one more segment. What we're going to do now is we're going to somewhat transition to probably one of the biggest sports stories that's going on right now. You got the whole issue with the NFL and the players with the bounties. If you haven't heard, the former defensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints has been outed, likely by a former player of his, as the man behind sending players out to attack other players, for lack of a better term, basically going out there and putting people out of the game. And some of the names of players who have been targeted have been Kurt Warner of the Arizona Cardinals at the time, Brett Favre of the Minnesota Vikings at the time, and Peyton Manning. K-Dub is going to hang out with us for just one more comment. I want to start with you, Dub. Eli Manning, quarterback for the Super Bowl champion New York Football Giants, has already come out and basically blasted any player who's been part of these bounties. And these bounties have gone for anywhere from $500 to $2,500. So basically, if you put, Brett Favre out of the game, you might walk away with an extra $2,500 in your pocket. Kata, what do you think about this story? When you first heard it, what was your initial thought? And do you think that there should be any penalties for this?
To be honest with you, I don't really know why a lot of people are surprised, because is this really the first time that we heard that? I know it's not the first time I've heard it. It's not. I really, to tell you the truth, I thought that it was something that everybody knew about, and it just kind of got slid under the rug. But after it came out last week, I can understand why a lot of people are getting real upset about it, because the NFL is trying to change their image, and they're trying to really watch over concussions, so on and so forth. My opinion, man, is that I think that it's something that's been going on. I don't think it ain't cool. By no means is it cool to go get somebody carted out. Football is a very, very, very rough sport. I think it's wild. It's real wild how you could say, yo, if you take him out the game, you got 3 G's coming to you tonight.
Let me chime in, Kata. It literally happens at every level of football. I'm talking little league through professional. If you notice on the back of a player's helmet, you see little stickers, little something, trinkets. Something is on the back of their helmet. That stands for something, okay? On the defensive side, you have to wonder, what does it really stand for? Offensive side, it's going to be for passing yards, receptions, touchdowns, things like that. On the defensive side of the ball, it's only going to be for sacks, interceptions, return for a touchdown. Now, how often does that happen in a game? You see a player's helmet full. Covered so much that you don't even see the helmet anymore, where it happens at every level. Now,
right. Darren Wilson said the same thing that you say. You're right.
So don't get it twisted. It's sad, it's bad, but it happens. Do you think LT had a bounty out when he broke Joe Theismann's leg?
No.
But it just happened that he hit him that hard that was it.
Kata, we appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for your contribution in the NBA segment. We're going to go ahead and leave it there. We're going to move on here with the NFL segment, and then we're going to move on to talk about some other things. We're going to get with you next week on some more NBA stuff. Thank you, brother.
That's what's up, man. Hey, real quick, I just want to say happy anniversary to all the stars and squares out there at Prince Hall. Y'all take it easy, and some motivate.
That's Peace. What's up. Peace. Big Rube.
Yeah.
Let's get your opinion on the subject. And before you do, if you want to get in on the subject, if you're listening, 804-726-3430. Hit us on the Facebook fan page. Hit us on our personal pages. Big Rube, Marcus J, April P, Colin Banks. Big Rube's going to tell us what his feelings are on what we're now calling Bounty Gate. What's your feelings, Big Rube?
Couple things. One, The reason why this is such a big deal is because money is involved. Simple as that. It's not about anything else. It's about money. That's why it's a big deal, and that's why people are talking about it. 2, it is a rule in the NFL saying you can't do this for money. Well, you just broke an NFL rule. Regardless of what you think about it, how you feel, you broke a rule in the NFL. 3, if Roger Goodell really wants to do something about this, where do I start? He was my defensive coach in Washington Redskins. Gone. Fired. Sean Payton. Fired. You really want to do something? Fire some people. Ban them from football.
But we're talking about something that's unprecedented here. I mean, you're going to have to look at Spygate.
So set a precedent.
Set a precedent.
Exactly.
Right. They're going to look at Tategate or whatever they call New England situation. Spygate. Okay.
Yeah, they got fined $750,000.
They lost draft picks, but ended up getting them back.
Yeah. But let's just be real. If you're gonna do something, get rid of them. I mean, death penalty, NCAA death penalty. That's how you do.
I think that's extreme.
Well, tell us why.
To fire a coach? No, it's not.
I do. I think that's a little extreme. Number one, there are so many. Not coaches who do it, but there are so many players who do it. And, like you said, it is a big deal because it's money, and yes, it's a rule, but I just think it's extreme to kick someone out for life because of that. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, I mean,
my personal opinion.
The whole thing with the death penalty, I mean, I got mixed feelings on it, on the whole thing, because on the one hand, I'm like, yo, we talking about football, yo, for real. We talking about football. We talking about a game that is, when you 5 years old, 6 years old, and you playing, on the first level of football, they telling you, go get them. Go get them. Yeah. Go get them. You know what I mean? And then, as you kind of graduate to the upper levels and you finally ascend to the National Football League, you making big money and things of that sort. That's where you start to lose me, because if you got a $5 million contract and somebody tells you if you go knock out Kurt Warner, I'll give you $2,000. I mean, really? How is that motivation? I mean, are you really that hard up that you are going to go after someone? You should really be going after him anyway. And if you're not going after him, then I got a problem with the effort that you're putting out. Now, where you lose me is trying to hurt him to the point where he's going out on a stretcher. That's where you lose me. And you add money, to that, Big Rope.
But see, as a defensive player, your job is to go out there and hit, possibly hurt, but not maim. It's where that you're trying to put somebody out. Like Tom Jackson said this yesterday, when I was trying to hit people, I was trying to put them out. However, it wasn't because it was money. It's because that was his job.
That's part of the
reason
game.
why this is the issue is because there's money involved. So, with that being said, they broke a legitimate NFL rule. If you suspend these people, it's going to continue. You got to get rid of them. Period, point blank. Back in, I think it was like 2008, they did a story on Miami, Miami, Florida football, how they would get paid for little kids killing other little kids, basically. It happens. However, if it's doing it at the top, it's not going to stop unless you stop the top and work your way down. The biggest thing for me is the reason why you have to punish is because a rule has been broken. Not an NFL rule, but a player rule.
No, I got you.
You don't talk about things like this in the public. You don't get mad and be like, well, we used to have bounties. How do you think people found out? You don't think some news reporter was like hanging out, oh yeah, I just got $5,000 for killing Kurt. Nah, man, some football player who was upset about not winning, he snitched. So what? Now you got to pay.
Yeah, he snitched. I mean,
and that's it.
And I agree with you. I don't know that I agree with the death penalty. To me, I agree with April on that one. The death penalty does seem somewhat extreme, but if you publicly come out with an indefinite suspension, and you say, you know what? What's his name? Greg Williams.
Greg Williams.
Greg Williams. You can't coach this year. I don't have a problem with banning him for a year. Lifetime suspension. I don't know how I feel about that, Carlton Banks. What you think?